Students, let's start now an example using the bisection method. So what it says that find out the root of f of x is equal to 2 minus e raised to the power x in the interval 0 to 1. And what was also given here that the target was, or it was actually the question was given to be that the tolerance is 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 3, or you can simply say tolerance is equal to 0.002. So students, what does it mean? Let me tell you again that it means that the difference between the actual root and the approximated root should be less than 0.002. So students, in this case, we will find out the number of iterations. You can simply verify that the number of iterations, how many number of iterations should be. So what you can do is, since the formula, you have the formula now, let me go back. So let me see. So students, here you can see that the formula is n is greater than or equal to log b minus a minus log epsilon over log 2. And now if you use the calculator, now you check here what is the value of n. Students, I have already seen that this will become as log 1, b minus a is 1 minus 0, log 1 minus log 0.002 divided by log 2, and the value is just less than 9. You can verify this one. So students, in this way, uh, you can simply see that the total number of iterations should be more than 8. It means should be equal to, since this is more than 8, so more than 8 means it should be definitely equal to 9. So students, now let's start finding out the root. So you can see here. So let's say this is a, 0 is a, and this is b. So f of a is equal to, if you substitute the values in this function, so the answer is equal to 1, and that is positive. And f of b is equal to f of 1, and that gives you the negative value. So students, f of a into f of b is less than 0. 1 is positive and 1 is negative. So it means the root is now definitely lies between the interval a and b. So here you can see that the root lies between the interval a and b, and I have written this one. So root belongs to 0 1. Now student, what is the first step here? So the first approximation is c1 is equal to a plus b over 2, or 0 plus 1 over 2 is equal to zero point 0.5. So we assume that this is your root. So find out the value of this root. So f of c1 is equal to f of zero point 0.5 is equal to 0.3513, and that is positive. So students, now at 0, this is your positive. At 1, this is your negative, and in the middle value, this is positive. So it means the root lies between c and b. So root lies between 0.5 and 1. So similarly, c2 is equal to the half value. Once again, half of the interval, so 0.75. So between, you can see 0.5 was the middle value, so root lies between 0.5 and 1. So the middle value is 0.75. And now f of c2 is equal to this value, and this is the negative value. And students, root belongs to zero point 0.5. Now this is negative value here, and this was the positive value. So root lies between 0.5 and 0.75. And now c3 is again the half value, 0.625. f c3 is equal to 0.1318 and greater than 0, positive, and this is positive, and this is negative. So root lies between 0.625 and 0.75. So let's continue, students. So C4 is equal to again the half, uh, making the half interval. So middle value 0.6875, and this is positive. So students, this is positive, and at 0.75 this was negative. So the root lies between this interval. So now once again, uh, C5 is equal to 0.7188. Now, what is the value of F? F is 0.0520. And again, this is less than 0, and this was positive. This is negative, this is positive. So root lies between 0.6875 and 0.7188. Similarly, students, now the next value, C6, and now this one is the 0.7032, and F of this one is equal to minus 0.0202. Students, I have written in this form as well. I will explain why I have mentioned here, or I have written here. Otherwise, you don't need to do this. But I will explain it, what was the reason and what was the motivation behind. So at the end, I will let you know. So students, now the root belongs to this one, and similarly C7 is this one, and now C8, and finally C9 is this one. And here the functional value is minus 0.0007, or minus 7 into 10 raised to the power minus 4. So finally, what is your root? Root is 0.6935 after 9 iterations. Here you can see, after 9 iterations you have this root. Students, now one thing, 2 or 3 points are important. The first point is why I have seen this one. What is the reason behind? Actually, sometimes uh, in the exam or maybe in practical life, so you are asked that since the function, the root means that at the point at which the function is 0, so it means the final answer should be 0. So sometimes it is asked that the answer should give you the value such that the final answer should be like, it should be 0 actually, but difference from the 0 value should be maybe, let's say 1 into 10 power minus 4. The absolute value, the error should be 10 raised to power minus 4, or maybe 10 raised to power minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. They were not asked you to find the error between the exact value and the approximate value. Sometimes they ask you, normally they don't ask like this, but sometimes it happens that they simply ask that, okay, since the functional value should have the difference from the 0 value not more than say 10 raised to power minus 3. So in that case, you have minus 7 into 10 power minus 4. So it is further less than 10 raised to power minus 3. So it means we have attained the right answer. So that's why I was just showing you, if the question is that this error should be less than 10 raised to power minus 3, but here it was 20 into 10 to the power minus 3. Forget about this negative sign. So 20 is 10, 20 10 to the power minus 3. So this is not the required root. So here it was 4.5 into 10 to the power minus 3. This was not required. This was 0.00 means 33 10 to the power minus 3. No, this was again not that one. And now, sorry, minus 3.3, 3.3, sorry. And now it was into 10 power minus 4. So it means we have achieved our goal in that sense. If it is asked, normally it is not said. Normally you are just given with the tolerance, and or the error, you simply you are given that this is the error, this is the tolerance, and now find out the solution. So first of all, you can simply find out the number of iterations, and then you can perform the number of iterations. And if in the exam you are simply asked that use the bisection method and make the 4 iterations or 5 iterations, then you should not go into the detail for further 9 iterations. No, just stop after the 5 iterations. If it is asked that do the 5 iterations, then stop after the 5 iterations. So students, this was the example, and hopefully this is quite easy and quite clear to all of you. And in the similar line, students, you need to do the exercise questions of the same book. And on the very first page, I have mentioned the title of the book as well and the author name. I have already informed you about the book, but you can see even on the first page of this slide. So students, here the exercise questions from 1 to 7, and that is the page number 94 of the book. And you need to do these questions. And if there is a problem, so you can contact me, and the questions can be solved in this way. So hopefully there will be no issue, inshallah.